So we have to focus our engineering effort on something that
안녕하세요. 매일매일 운동하기를 실천하고 있는 동탄 왕코입니다. 오늘은 12월 7일인가? 월요일이죠. 마지막 영상에서 할 때 오미크론을 살짝 언급을 했었는데 지금 위드 코로나 현재 끝난 상태고요. 우리나라 오미크론도 퍼져가고 있는 상황이고요. 회식은 다 금지가 됐고 사람도 모일 수 있는 사람도 6명으로 바뀌었죠. 수도권은 영업시간에 제한은 없습니다. 일단 운동을 살짝 했는데 몸 상태가 좀 괜찮은 것 같아서 샤워를 하고 나서 지금 또 팔굽혀펴기를 조금 더 하려고 영상을 찍게 됐습니다. 역시 운동할 땐 쉐넨이죠.
Our mission here at CNN and journalists. The news comes first. That's when your heart beats a little bit faster. You're really going as hard as you can, getting the facts. That is critically important.
To our viewers in the United States and around the world, welcome to the situation where we have breaking.
The parents of the Oxford, Michigan school shooting suspect are each being held on $500,000 bond. James and Jennifer Crumbly were arrested Saturday morning at a Detroit warehouse. After an hours-long search, prosecutors have accused the couple of providing unfettered access to the gun their 15-year-old son used in killing 4 of his fellow students.
They were scared, they were terrified, they were not at home, they were figuring out what to do, getting finances in order, but our clients were absolutely going to turn themselves in.
The police say they were hiding when they were arrested, nearly 40 minutes from their home.
Where they were and how they were seems to support the position they were hiding, and they weren't looking for surrendering at that point.
And now we're also learning a man who's accused of helping the gunman's parents has come forward. CNN's Athena Jones with more.
Good morning, Christine and Laura. The Oxford School District is now requesting an independent third-party investigation into the events leading up to Tuesday's shooting. And in a letter, the superintendent of schools is revealing more about the school's version of what led up to that day. We now know that on Monday, when Ethan Crumbly was discovered looking at images of ammunition on his cell phone, he told a school counselor and a school staffer that he had recently gone to a shooting range with his mother and that shooting sports were a family hobby. We know that on Tuesday morning, when another teacher alerted the school counselor to Ethan Crumbly's concerning drawings, Ethan told the school counselor that the drawings, which depicted a semi-automatic handgun, a bullet, a body with bullet holes that appeared to be bleeding, and words and phrases like blood everywhere and the thoughts don't stop, help me, Crumbly told the school counselor that that was part of a video game he was helping design. So in this letter, the superintendent says that at no time did counselors believe that Ethan Crumbley could cause harm to himself or to others. His demeanor was calm, and he appeared to be acting calmly. One key point here, though, is that in this letter, the superintendent writes that Ethan Crumbley's parents did not inform the school district about their son's access to a firearm or that they had recently purchased him a firearm. What isn't clear in this letter is whether the school asked the Crumbleys about Ethan's potential access to a firearm. And one more thing here, we've learned more about the person who helped the Crumbleys get into that building, that warehouse they were discovered in and arrested in the early morning hours of Saturday morning. That man is now cooperating with authorities. He's a local artist. He uses that warehouse as his workspace, and he has said he's unaware that the Crumbleys were facing arrest warrants. Now that man, he's a 65-year-old Polish immigrant who's lived here for a while. That man has retained a lawyer, and he could face charges still for having helped the Crumbleys. Christine, Laura?
Thank you, and great reporting to our team in Michigan there. And just days after that school shooting in Michigan, GOP Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky tweeted a Christmas photo with each family member holding a gun, asking Santa for more ammo. Outrage from parents who've lost children to gun violence was swift. This from Fred Guttenberg, whose daughter Jamie was one of the 17 killed in the 2018 Parkland shooting massacre. He says this: since we're sharing family photos, this one is the last photo that I ever took of Jamie. The other is where she is buried.
That's quite a juxtaposition, isn't it? All right, the world is on watch as tensions escalate over a potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. The latest next.
Monday, December 13th on CNN.
Welcome to the CNN Heroes family.
It's that time of year when the stars come out to honor some of humanity's best. Now more than ever, the world needs heroes. Join Anderson Cooper and Kelly Ripa live as they name the 2021 Hero of the Year.
We're going to see just how much good there really is in this world.
The 15th annual CNN Heroes All-Star Tribute, Monday, December 13th on CNN.
There's more to the Maldives than pristine beaches. On Reconnect, take a boat ride with researchers working to save an ocean giant.
Manta rays are really majestic creatures.
Learn a traditional dance with a one-of-a-kind troupe.
We are the only female performing as a group in Mali.
Then get a taste of paradise from a chef reviving Maldivian cuisine. Reconnect, Saturday on CNN.
This is CNN. More people get their news from CNN than any other news source.
Heard it all before? But have you heard it like this?
The ultimate disruptor looks set to shake up our world. What's really going on?
Fast-paced news, in-depth reports, and fact checks from the perspective of the Global Brief with Bianca Novello, only on CNN.
Making small changes to what you eat can help make big improvements to your life. So here are 3 healthy eating habits that can help you cut the bad by adding the good to your routine. To help cut the salt, look to add herbs and spices to get that flavor you crave. And research suggests that certain spices like cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg contain nutrients that can help sharpen your memory and reduce stress. Try avoiding inflammatory foods. Those are junk foods like French fries, pastries, sodas, and red meat. Go for more anti-inflammatory foods like tomatoes and leafy greens. Remember, try to always have a glass of water with you to help quench your thirst. It can help you avoid sugary drinks and help you stay hydrated.
Oh. Ugh.
When you travel the world, make sure the world travels with you. Check in, log on, and get connected with all of the latest developments at your fingertips. CNN Partner Hotels, connected to your world.
I'm Delia Gallagher in Rome, and this is CNN.
Welcome back. New fears over Russia's potential military invasion of Ukraine. U.S. intelligence reports Russia has been increasing troops steadily along the border over the past few months. At a recent panel at the Reagan Institute's National Defense Forum, here's what Army Chief of Staff General James McConnell said when asked what he thinks could happen.
I don't know what they're going to do, but I am very, very concerned about, you know, their posture. It's in the news, you know, somewhere around 95,000 to 100,000 Russian soldiers on the border of Ukraine. That gives a lot of options to the Russians, and you know, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do. But to me, that is a terrible. Going to have a terrible impact on the stability and security of our European friends, and so I have serious concerns about that.
CNN's Fred Bleiken joins us live from Berlin this morning. Fred, we've seen the buildup of tens of thousands of troops this fall. What is happening on the ground? Where does this go?
Hi there, Laura. Well, that is the big question as to where exactly this is going to go. However, if you ask U.S. intelligence, who are here talking to CNN, also the Ukrainians as well, they believe that the Russians are amassing those forces and that they could be ready to launch a large-scale investigation as early as the early months of 2022. Some are talking about that being ready by January 2022. So obviously a lot of concern there on the ground on the Ukrainian side, the U.S. obviously, but also the U.S.'s NATO allies as well. And the big thing that everyone's looking forward to right now is that phone call between Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, and President Joe Biden. That's set to take place on Tuesday. We just got some information from the Kremlin. They just had a talk with journalists a couple of minutes ago, and they said they expect that call to happen around 6 p.m. Russian time. That's about 10 a.m. Eastern, and obviously it's going to be the two presidents speaking to each other. Unclear who else is going to be on that call, or if anyone else is going to be on that call as well. And essentially, what President Biden says he wants to do is he says he wants to make clear to Vladimir Putin that any invasion of Ukraine would be very costly for the Russians. What exactly that means, we don't yet know. However, one of the things that's currently in play is possible massive sanctions. The Russians, for their part, are saying that they want concessions from the U.S. and NATO. They say they believe that NATO is infringing upon Russia, and they say they want assurances that Ukraine will not become a NATO member. NATO is rejecting those demands from the Russians already, Laura.
No doubt this will be a big topic of conversation on that call tomorrow. Fred, thank you.
President Biden and the Russian president will speak via video conference tomorrow. As you heard, ahead of that call, Mr. Biden is warning Putin to stay out of Ukraine or face the consequences. And he believes his administration has leverage.
What I am doing is putting together what I believe will be the most comprehensive and meaningful set of initiatives to make it very, very difficult for Mr. Putin to go ahead and do what people are worried he may do. But that's in play right now.
His voice, he must have a head cold because he's got that deep voice there. Jasmine Wright joins us live from Washington. Jasmine, what's the level of concern from the White House heading into this week?
Yeah, Christine, look, the level of concern from the White House is high over this troop buildup. That's why you see them taking very deliberate steps with their messaging very disciplined. So on Saturday, when they confirmed that Tuesday secure video call between President Biden and President Putin, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she said in a statement that Biden would discuss strategic stability, cyber, and regional issues, and underscore U.S. concerns with Russian military activities on the border with Ukraine. Now, I want to note that this call will come almost exactly 6 months to the day after President Biden met with President Putin in Geneva, and later he told reporters of that meeting that he told Putin really that there need to be basic rules of the road that we can abide by. But of course, flash forward to Friday, where we just saw the president saying that he is looking at measures that would make it very, very difficult for President Putin to proceed. So now one of the questions is kind of what comes next? Well, Secretary Blinken said that some of these sanctions could be high economic impact measures have not taken before, but still, as we just heard my colleagues say, we don't really know exactly what those measures are going to be. But headed into this week, there are very, very high stakes for this White House, something that they're acknowledging with this call.
Yeah, all right. Thanks so much, Jasmine. Nice to see you this Monday morning.
All right, coming up, a well-known Trump ally throwing his name into the Georgia governor's race. David Perdue's chances. Next.
Lotte takes a new leap beyond its boundaries. Our change will lead to better lives for all. New Lotte, the power of a better world. New today, better tomorrow. Lotte.
The big companies selling you your smartphones and electric vehicles are worth trillions of dollars. All those devices and cars have cobalt in them. But the people digging that cobalt out of the ground earn $1 or $2 a day. That's an injustice, that is modern slavery, and that cannot stand. My name is Siddharth Kara. I'm a British Academy Global Professor and an adjunct lecturer at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. For the last few years, I've been traveling to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and I've been researching cobalt mining. What I've seen in the Congo is hell on earth. There are children caked in grime and filth, digging in pits and tunnels to excavate cobalt-containing ore, and that ore gets processed and refined and sent up into the formal supply chain to smartphone makers and EV manufacturers around the world. I think the most important thing young people can do is to be aware of the fact that the children in the Congo scraping and scrounging for cobalt are directly touching their lives every day. And I think knowing that and spreading awareness of that is the most important first step. And awareness will lead to action.
이렇게 토할 거 같지? 아